Top 5. All right.
What do we call it?
Big 5.
The Big Five. The Big Five.
Okay.
Is
that branded?
We should brand it. That and tweets.
Yeah, tweets.
Yes. I'll come back to tweets. The Big Five. Dogs on elevation.
Okay.
Beds, couches, chairs. Lack of kennel use. Dog has free reign constantly, no downtime. It's missing structure. Free feeding. It's very unnatural for an apex predator to graze like it's at Louis' cafeteria all day long. It's not healthy for them.
Yeah.
Harnesses, all the kind of focus on only dealing with the positive aspect of reinforcement and not using all of the approaches to help teach. We want to encourage, we want to promote things and not promote, but encourage and build the dogs up and the people up.
Sure.
But it takes all of the tools and all of the different approaches to make that happen. And then the last one is really about what we call a schedule of reinforcement. And most humans don't understand how much they reinforce the behaviors they don't want. So teaching that, like learning theory, 101, like how dogs learn in the moment and how we can change that just by putting a leash and collar on the dog, just by bringing back the kennel and using the kennel for structure, just by changing their food patterns so that you control when they have access to food,
Right.
just by paying attention to how your dog responds to things like elevation, where the aggression starts in the possession.
Yeah.
So all those things together, when we come in and start changing those, we see a huge improvement in how the dog responds.
What would you naturally see? Maybe like dropping in
Calmer.
calming.
We just had a client here that had a dog that was basically, if you think about a nervous system that's at its wit's end, where the dog's spinning and going nuts. They had a pen, which I don't agree with. They had a pen, and the dog spins, and of course they touch the dog, and the dog barks and gets excited, and they touch the dog. And all that touch is a schedule of reinforcement. The dog is learning that when I behave this way, chaotic, crazy, spinning, I get attention. So changing those things immediately removes the dog's ability to be reinforced with behaviors, but we can start teaching the dog how to be calm and neutral.
Yeah. What would be 1 or 2 things where someone would say they have a dog, maybe they've had that dog for 6, 7 years, or maybe they're brand new, and they're trying to understand, like, how do I know that maybe my dog needs a little bit more structure? Because we have dogs, we totally get that. Occasionally you slip them something, you give them free rein, you let them do their thing. Maybe there are these subtle things where, as humans who aren't obviously dogs, we can't pick up those little behavioral changes, unless it gets really bad, of course, where maybe they're overreactive. Or what are some subtle signs that maybe the obvious things that we wouldn't see?
I think it's human frustration.
So
I think it's when you don't enjoy your dog and you're constantly managing things, just understand that there's a way to change that. We put up with things as having dogs in our home that we'll just accept. Oh, my dog's jumping on you. Sorry, he does that. He gets excited. Oh, my dog pulls. Oh, he wants to meet your dog. Yeah. All these things are moments of reinforcing the behavior that the human can control and change how the dog basically emotes in that moment. Like if we continually feed that to the dog, pull and you get to go see someone, pull and I'm gonna let you go get to the other dog, pull and I'm gonna let you go get to that tree to go pee, it comes from the right place, right? The human's like, oh, I want you to be able to do these things, but we're teaching the dog that the way to do that is through these behaviors that we don't want.
Right.
So I think it's frustration, it's embarrassment, like there's a great article called Your Dog Trainer is Judging You. And we're not judging, but we are trying to understand, like, what is it that the humans are doing and how they live with the dog that's causing or reinforcing the behaviors. But I would go off of frustration, because we don't work with clients that are motivated.
Right.
Like, I don't fire clients, but we don't pursue clients to work with them if it's clear that they're not frustrated or motivated or objective oriented.
Like you said, the dog is the easy part. It's the human.
Yeah.
The human has to change their habits,
Yes.
so they can give their pet a better experience with them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, we'll talk about this, but like if you combine those things, mobility, moving, we talked about elevation in a way that's creative to help build confidence with the dog. We use elevation the right way. We use agility, change of direction, calming. All these things are built to help the dog learn how to manage whatever situation it's in.
Awesome. Well, I know I've definitely learned a few things here. It's piqued my interest. I'm sure some of our listeners are also interested. What's the best way that someone can contact you and just learn a little bit more about Fidelio Dog Works?
Definitely. The website has everything there. What we do, pricing, book now button, everything's automated. You basically set up an initial consult, just like you do. We do an initial consult. It's usually a little bit longer than a regular consult. That gives us a chance to meet you, meet the dog, go into discussions around how you live with the dog and how we can start making an impact towards whether it's a frustration or it's a new puppy and you've got goals for why you're getting a dog. That's how we start. And from that moment, we can look at different options around whether we do board and train program or we're doing one-to-one training where we're coaching the human and working with the dog.
Yeah.
And we start there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last question is, can you teach an old dog new tricks?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for having us in. And
Definitely.
I hope you guys check out Donovan and his cast here at Fidelio Dog Works. They do awesome work and hope you guys enjoyed it.